a certain individual for it to become a crime?
Mr. Chair, we are with the Technical Intelligence Division.
Yeah. Sino?
Yes, sir. Mr. Chair, yung regular attendee kasi si Attorney Ang Luben of Cybercrime is in the field right now. So, hindi po kami...
Pero this is just a regular guidelines on how you do investigation. I'm just asking you the policy of NBI. Can, say, for example, itong mga sinasabi nating fake news, can that also be qualified or categorized under a crime, and cybercrime, for example, and can already be investigated? Yun lang gusto ko malaman.
In some cases, Mr. Chair, yes. Like, for example, it's, let's say, cyber libel. It can be investigated by our cybercrime.
Yeah, but if there's, for example, there's no actual charges that has been filed. Kanina nakita nyo po yung ano, no, yung mga pinapakita nila ng mga short videos sa TikTok na wala naman actual na nag-investigate, but we know that the implication of that really is, if not being handled, civil unrest, the very least, disturbance in the streets, di ba? So, for example, there's no actual person that has filed, or even the agency concerned has not filed the case. Can you do then some investigation without even an actual file? Can that be considered as a cybercrime? Categorized cyber, even if without a filing of a certain specific charges?
Mr. Chair, usually there's a complainant to start off the
Ibig sabihin,
investigation.
there's no preventive measure for the NBI to determine whether such videos that come out and online is criminal in nature or not?
Normally, Mr. Chair, there has to be a
What if yung sinasabi nila na mga tao na nagsasabing may nag-resign na mga police men, tapos hindi pala siya totoo? So, I mean, if you ask me, that is the intent of that really is to, to provoke emotions, incite a certain degree of emotion, so that they would see some sort of unrest in the streets. And it's not really inviting a healthy discussion based on facts and truth, but it's merely to really incite certain emotions, to galvanize a certain support group base. And of course, yun ang nagiging trend. So would that constitute for you under the NBI or the DICT? Have you discussed that there will be some sort of a definition for any agency to at least do proactive investigation so that things might not happen and repeat again? Let me ask you, DICT.
Mr. Chair, in terms po with DICT, sa amin po sa Cybersecurity Bureau, ang ginagawa po namin is we do monitoring. Especially po pag may mga recent incident or it's a matter of national issues po. Nagkakandak po kami ng monitoring kasi we know for the fact na may mga following instruction po sa amin to conduct certain, to gather informations po doon sa pang ganon.
Okay. Mr. Chair, may I ask NBI? Ganito na lang, paraphrase ko na lang ang tanong ko. Kailan nagiging cybercrime ang fake news?
Mr. Chair, for example po, pagka medyo libelous na siya, sir. Pag libelous na siya...
Including the pagpapalaganap, ha? Oo.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Yes.
Pagka pinalaganap po, Mr. Chair, then it becomes...
So pagpapalaganap doon.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Can you at least give me some existing laws, for example, na po pwedeng sabihin natin na pagpapalaganap ng fake news ay apart from cyber libel, no? Ay po pwedeng ma-fall under the certain violation of a certain law. May alam po ba kayo, NBI or DICT, yung pagpapalaganap ng fake news? Meron tayong kasi ang minimin natin sa cyber libel, di ba? Article 355 ng sa Revised Penal Code.
Mr. Chair.
Tama po? And RA 10175. What other laws that may be, maybe can be violated by the spread of fake news? Yes, apart from yung cyber libel?
I'm not a lawyer po, pero...
Sino pwedeng magtanong? Mr. Chair, may I ask anybody from our partner agencies? Yes, PNP, please.
Good afternoon, Mr. Chair. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam.
The Article 154 of the Revised Penal Code, the unlawful use of means of publication and unlawful utterances, Mr. Chair. And the Article 287, the unjust vexation of the RPC as well, Mr. Chair, in relation to Section 6 of the 10175, Mr. Chair.
So which actually, Mr. Chair, itong sinasabing disinformation and public disorder when fake news tends to cause panic, violence, or public harm, does this also fall under cyber libel, Article 5355 of the Revised Penal Code? Do you have an exact provision in there that says when you are causing public unrest, civil unrest, or public disorder, one can be charged with cybercrime?
Yes, Mr. Chair, we can also file cyber libel as well.
Kasi ito eh. Actually nandun sa RPAC siya eh, 'di ba? Unlawful use of means of publication, etc. Article 154,
yes, Mr.
Diba?
Chair.
So there's already that legal basis for the PNP and NBI to do some investigation, even if there's no actual filing of a case.
Yes, Mr. Chair. Actually, we do have what we call monitoring or cyber patrolling, and once one of these is libelous or it tantamount to national security, we usually ask for preservation order.
So, how many cases have you already filed in that nature? Yung mga fake news na or mga nagpapalaganap na causing disorder, na wala naman talagang legal basis or verified na information na meron, halimbawa, merong 154 na mga policemen na nag-resign because of their disgust over the arrest of the former president, and that's why there's a quite number of policemen who are willing to to throw away their badges as a sign of protest. Hindi pala totoo. But that, in a way, really caused some civil unrest to some extent. But under this law, you can already file cases for them, against them.
Yes, Mr. Chair, but we usually nagdi-depend kami sa if there is a complainant. But in the event that there is an absence of the complainant, we usually.
But can the agency, the PNP, for example, be the complainant in this case? Can you file? Can you clear? Kasi gusto ko po maintindihan kung what are the gaps and the loopholes in our laws para po magkaroon tayo ng mas maganda na batas pagdating sa pagka-counter nitong mga hindi tamang mga impormasyon. Yes, PNP.
Yes, sir. If I may, sir. I am Police Lieutenant Colonel Anacleto Daliba. I am the Assistant Chief of the Legal Affairs Division of the PNP Cybercrime Group. Mr. Chair, to answer the question, sir, I would like first to establish that there are basically two cybercrimes under Republic Act 10175.
Okay.
The first one is what we call the cybercrime per se, or under Section 4. These are the, let's say, core cybercrimes. But we also have Section 6 of Republic Act 10175. These are basically crimes committed in violation of the Revised Penal Code or other special laws in relation to Section 6. Ito yung, sir, these are the crimes wherein the perpetrators use IT equipment. Let's say you use a cell phone, you use a computer in perpetrating a crime. Let's say, for example, estafa. Or in this case, sir, libel under Article 355 of the Revised Penal Code in relation to Section 6, sir. Iba pa po yan dun sa cyber libel na tinatawag naman natin under Section 4 of the RA 10175. Now, pertaining to fake news, for example, we have Article 154 of the Revised Penal Code, which is what we call unlawful